Hey, this is Rich McDonald, and I play Commander David Mason on Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And you're listening to Everything Geek Podcast.
Hello, I'm Simon Fisherbecker. You probably know me better as Dorian Moldovar from Doctor Who, or the Fat Friar from Harry Potter. And this is Everything Geek Podcast.
Your attention, masters, mistresses. All systems functional for the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Plo Koon in Star Wars The Clone Wars, and you're listening to Everything Geek, the podcast.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot with the Everything Geek Podcast.
Hello everyone, you're listening to the Everything Geek Podcast. I'm your host Rory, and joining me is co-host Maureen.
Hello.
And also joining us today is a very special guest. We have actor Michael Mundy, who is best known for playing multiple walkers in the Walking Dead TV series, including the Grandpa Walker, the first Walker seen in Season 3, and the last Walker killed in Season 2. So how are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing very well. Thanks for joining us on the podcast.
Not a problem.
Getting right into the questions, my first question for you is, how did you decide you wanted to be an actor?
Well, actually, when I was attending the University of Georgia in Athens, several of my friends were like, hey, we're going down to do this TNT miniseries thing. It was about the Civil War prison camp. It was called Andersonville. And ironically enough, it just happened to be the same exact studio as, 10, 12, 13 years later, I walked into the same studio for The Walking Dead. And that was the first time I did something like that, but that was, like I said, I was early 20s. I was a student, and it was a lot of fun. It was a big, huge cattle call with a lot of people, but kind of ironic that nearly a decade and a half later, I'm returning to the same studio for what was, one of the best experiences I've ever had on set.
That's great, yeah. So my second question is, how did you first get involved with The Walking Dead?
I had just recently moved back, basically beginning of Season 2, the filming part of it, that was, and from California, and some friends of mine were like, oh, you need to come on some of these movie sets with us, and we were on the set of The Three Stooges, and I had like 7 people, including the owner of the casting agency, like, hey, you really need to do this. So I went home and I checked it out, and within 15 minutes I called him and was like, yes, absolutely, I'd love to do this, because I'd never seen it before. I got lucky and spent the 8 days on the season finale, which was a lot of fun.
So my third question is, what is it like to work with the cast and crew of The Walking Dead?
Oh, absolutely the best set ever you could hope to be on. Everybody from Crafty to, executive producer is just, everybody treats everybody like family. I know y'all hear that all the time, but it's, there's no special treatment. Everybody, all the cast will come up to you and introduce themselves to you. Very, very approachable. Everyone knows that they're part of something real special, so they all treat it that way. So it's really, really, really wonderful experience.
That's great, yeah, definitely. And my fourth question is, which has been your favorite episode of the show to work on?
Well, I did the 8 days on the season 2 finale, which was, I met so many great people and stuff. But season 3 was the intro scene. That was a lot. It's kind of hard to say which is my favorite, but that was a lot more. Just me and one other walker, and then the cast. So I got a lot of time to hang out with, like Greg Nicotero, and then Victor, and just all the cast and crew. For 14 and a half hours that day. That was like, I would have to say that was a highlight day of the last 4 years of acting.
Very nice, yeah. So my fifth question is, do you have any upcoming acting roles or other projects you'd like to talk about?
Oh, actually, yeah, there's a couple of things. One is called Black Days, and this, they've got quite a crew assembled. My friend Brian, he worked with some of the K&B crew back in L.A., I guess back in the 90s before the writer's strike, but he worked on such things like special effects department, like Jurassic Park 3 and a lot of stuff, and he's pulled in some other people into Black Days, which is going to be a zombie thing, believe it or not. I've read the script, and it's really good, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the fall. And there's another one that an author who also I interlinked him with Brian Stiver as well. He is Nathaniel Connors, and he has a thing called The Salesman, which I've read the first couple of scripts, and I'm pretty impressed, and I like it. So I'm looking forward to doing both those in the fall. Going up to Phoenix FearCon, that should be fun in November, and then Charleston. However, tomorrow is they're having a launch party. They had the Walking Dead Escape launch party at Diesel, where Diesel's a place where a lot of people go TWD viewing party every Sunday there, during the season, that is. But everybody from like Greg Nicotero, Norman Reedus, you get several walkers popping in there, and people from the cast crew, every department. Pretty nice little reunion gathering, and so tomorrow there's probably going to be some little special guest appearances, rumor I'm hearing. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, and then the Walking Dead Escape is next weekend in Atlanta at the Phillips Arena. Should be a pretty interesting couple weekends.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds very interesting, so I hope you enjoy it. We'll definitely keep an eye out for all the other works you mentioned you were working on. So thank you very much for answering all of my questions, and I'll let my co-host Maureen ask hers.
Hello.
That's all right.
So my first question is, what was the makeup process like for The Walking Dead?
It's pretty incredible. The first makeup experience I had, Greg Nicotero just came over and was like, "Hey, you're coming with me." So that was pretty exciting in itself. And he did that. He was saying he was having a bad day, but he did a great job, as you can see in the picture. He took like an hour and a half to do that makeup, and then the season 3 intro. Then after that, after I got featured, they used me in like foreground or background, midground. The season 3 intro is a little more detailed. They put more stuff around my eyes and on my forehead to make the eyes look more recessed. Andy Schoenberg did that makeup, which actually, he was the guy. I was the last one in the woods killed by Andrea before Michonne appeared, but because they wanted to keep it hush-hush about Michonne appearing, they dressed up Andy. He's the one that attacked Andrea in the woods, and that Michonne appeared and whacked him. So that's how they keep things quiet.
I hear nightmare stories coming from stuff like The Walking Dead to do with makeup, people sitting in chairs for 5 hours at a time, so you must have been delighted when you hear like an hour and a half and you're done.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, a couple of my friends, they've been in that chair for 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, it wasn't me.
So my second question is that I heard you had taken part in the Hunger Games, so I was wondering, was there much of a difference between filming The Walking Dead and the Hunger Games, because they're both filmed around the same area? So
yeah, good thing about Hunger Games, that was filmed in the 3 weeks we worked on it is Northeast Atlanta, one of the new sound stages, one of the new studios that they're building, And the beauty part of that was 9 miles from my house. So it took me no time to get set. That was pretty intense because that was the last few scenes in like a couple of days. There was like 800, 1,200 people there. And I don't know, when sets get that big, it can be kind of taxing at times. But, we definitely spent, we were exhausted after those few weeks. It was like 14. Shortest day I think we had was 13 hours, and we had 15-hour days, and it was very grueling. I mean, it went from cold to being hello summertime real quick, then back to cold in the morning. So, and then the rain was holding us up. So we did a lot of standing and sitting around, but it was very interesting because I worked on the one last year as well, Catching Fire, and it was pretty intense as well. I mean, it's such a huge production. Walking Dead is, I don't know, everything seems to run more fluid down there. So, I mean, usually, well, the season 2 finale, there was quite a few people, they CGI'd some, but I don't know, it's a lot more laid back. It's just, everything really runs much more fluidly down there. They've got their team dialed in, they know what they want, everybody's trying to knock it out of the park every single take, so it's got a lot of people that know what they're doing. I think that's basically the difference to me between the two.
Certainly 13-hour days, I can't imagine it. But so my final question is, what has been your favorite project to work on?
Oh, absolutely, Walking Dead, hands down. I mean, it was funny because like Greg didn't tell me. He when he was like measuring the camera 14 inches from my eyeball, he was like, "Oh, by the way, he kind of whispered in my ear. He's like, you're the first Walker to be seen in season 3." So I'm figuring like, okay, cool. I was like, sweet, I love you, man. He's like, just wait, it gets better. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you have to see. You have to wait and see. I'm like, man, you're gonna make me wait from May till October. It's oh yeah. So you can imagine my surprise when I was thinking it was going to start. Here comes the intro, blah blah blah, and I'll be somewhere 5 minutes, 10 minutes into the thing. Nah, kind of worked out pretty cleverly. Now, I really liked how the end of the season started out on the governor's eyeball. Eyeball in, eyeball out. That was pretty cool.
That sounds like so cool. Like, it seems like something it's like a legacy. It's like, yes, I was the first Walker in season 3. It's such a big thing, I think. Yeah, so that's it for my question.
So we have a first question from live chat from Master Mini 907. Was it difficult to get the parts on The Walking Dead?
Oh, no. Well, no, I was asked. The cast director told people, like, you need to do this. So I, like I said, I went and watched it. And then for season 3 intro, I was actually trying to do something else. And once again, the owner was like, hey, how would you like to be in a featured zombie role? I was like, absolutely. That's like after that season 2 finale.
And next question in the live chat comes from Tony Sporting, who asks, what other shows were you on?
I haven't done a lot of TV shows, but there's The Devil's Night, which, with Reese Witherspoon and Colin Firth just came out. I was one of the family members in that. 42, the Jackie Robinson story. That was really cool. Harrison Ford. Las Vegas with De Niro, Kevin Kline, Morgan Freeman. I've done several others. Not a whole lot of not so featured stuff. So over the last 4 years.
So I think that's all of our questions for you, Mike.